Good morning, everyone. This is Sibbe Bladh. We must dare to keep our eyes open and see. No matter how dreadful and terrible reality is, we cannot close our eyes and look away. Some people are so afraid of reality that they rather want fantasy. It's common in the New Age circuits to have a belief that you only can think positive. You can only look at positive things. Otherwise you harm your subconscious that record everything. Or you manifest, if you think negative and view negative things from a dark perspective, you will somehow manifest this. This is ludicrous comedy. If you want the full spiritual realization, you have to be able to withstand full darkness, to see the suffering in its fullness. This is one of the important steps of spiritual realization. That's why in the story of Buddha, when he discovered evil, he started his journey towards enlightenment. He didn't stay in his little protected, childish fantasy world, but he saw and he realized the suffering of physical material life. So they spin themselves in a little magical cocoon of positive, fluffy thoughts, believing that they are protected or they are protecting something. But in reality, it just makes them vulnerable and weak, one-handed, one-sided. And they become so sensitive that they would stumble and get confused for the slightest discomfort. This is not the way to become a greater soul, a greater human. This is not a way to raise your vibration. When you are steeped in darkness, at your lowest, then positivity can be a wonderful thing. It can give you the greatest feeling. It can protect you. It can guide you out of the darkness. But when you are a normal person, you must see the world with a balanced view, with an honesty, with realism. Otherwise, you will be an harmful creature in the world. You will become a negative force because you hinder good things to happen in reality. And in fact, you stop the ways of nature, how things are supposed to interact and synchronize. We have a responsibility to interact in the physical world. We cannot be completely platonic, catatonic, and don't give a shit about what's happening. The confused New Agers, they say that we're not taking in the evil and therefore evil don't exist. One lady told me how much she loved India, and I said, "Why do you love India?" And she said, "Oh, all the food and whatever, superficial." And then I said, "Yeah, but India is many things. It's from murdering babies to throwing acid and burning each other alive." And then she said, "No, but I don't take that in, so it don't exist in my world." And this is the mentality of these so-called spiritual seekers. And it's also these kind of bullshit people that go for the fake gurus, fake teachings that suit their egoistic, small, little worthless meditations and worlds. It's an industry, it's a business, and these people pay cash or are, because of being a person, wanted in this circuit to big up their movement. But it's more important to live in reality if you want true divine spiritual enlightenment. Then you have to live in reality and be strong and stand on both feet. You cannot stand on one feet and be able to withstand the winds of life, the winds of destiny, the winds of nature, or the forces of nature. This demands that you are strong and stand on your both feet, and that you with open eyes can observe reality and interact accordingly. The more we lie to ourselves, the weaker we become, the more unrealistic we become, and the more foolish we behave, the more stupid. There is no running away from reality. There's no way to go around it. It have to be faced, it have to be experienced, it have to be dealt with. That's it. All other teaching is fake. Seeking nothingness is fake. Seeking only love is fake. There's a time to love and there's a time to hate. There's a time for peace and there's a time for war. That's the famous lines from the Bible. Life is dualism, darkness and light. And to be able to withstand the light, you must be able to handle the darkness. To be able to feel love, you have to be able to handle the hate. To feel joy, you have to be able to handle the sorrow. And to feel love, you must be able to feel hate. The most important is your sense of self, your center. That is the true teaching, to reach for your center, for your inner spiritual God, and understand that darkness and light revolve around this essence. And that's why you should seek stillness. Rather, you should seek stillness of mind than to seek darkness or light. Stillness is power. Stillness is where you gather energy for your physical activities, and as well as your mental abilities. It all depends on rest and stillness. So stillness must be perfect and undisturbed. It's not a question of how much positivity you can experience. It's how still you can be in spite of anything that's going on, and how you can be detached in the same time as you are active. And to be awoke, to be awakened, that truly means that your senses are open and you're in tune, you're in touch with the world, with reality, and the supernatural, spiritual reality too. You don't get in connection with the higher reality by refusing your true physical self, your body self, your lekamer in Norse. You become spiritual by accepting and transcending. By not accepting, you put yourself in a lower level, a childish level, where you will keep on lashing out against everything that disturbs you. Because the more you want to stay in that bubble, the more sensitive you become, the more unrealistic you become. So one has to burst that bubble. Like I said, first, when you live in a dark world, in a negative world, it's important to go into the bubble. But when the bubble of light has healed you, you must burst it and re-emerge with the world, and to face the world in its truest sense, in its purest sense, in its reality. And you must bring the knowledge about the spirit, about the mystical world of light and spirit. So now you have two, more than one ways to view reality. But you always stay in the center, and you always look what's in front of you and you deal with that correctly. Because the spirit world will test you. They will put physical obstacles in your way and situations and happenings to test what you are ready for, what you are. If you are what you say that you are. And if you refuse certain things, it will reappear all the time to teach you. So it's better you deal with the realities that actually come to you, and in that way grow spiritually in your destiny. And it's this tendency of refusing to see reality that gives opportunity for the dark entities to operate. This is why we have pedophilia, trafficking, animal abuse, child abuse. All these things are happening in the shadows. In the shadows where people refuse to see and look and understand. So that's how harmful it is to think positive. Rather, the opposite, you should look for all the darkness within yourself and in the world, and to deal with that. To find meditation is an internal journey of realizations. And when you start meditate, you will notice that your mind is disturbed. It will actually line up your problems in your head. And you have to deal with those problems that bother your spirit. This is meditation. The mind will tell you what is bothering and what has to be fixed. And when you obey this mind and you fix those issues that it shows to you during early meditation, then it will give you pleasure and joy. Then you will reach stillness, meditation. So actually meditation is a physical process. It's learning to listening to your mind, what your mind tell you. And when the mind is satisfied, it will give you peace, the peace you want, and the peace you deserve then, because you have taken the measures and the steps that was necessary to reach a true stillness and a true meditation. To find meditation is not simply to tell yourself to be still and don't give a shit about anything in the world. This is fake meditation, false meditation. Real meditation is rooted in reality. True meditation is a genuine satisfaction with yourself, and that you are worth it. And when your spirit feels that you are worth it, and it can say, I love you, and then it will fill your entire existence with the most beautiful energy. So it's all about being real. So don't get caught in this positivist teachings where tell you to be numb and secluded and locked up in your own thoughts of grandiose positive light. Know that that is only harmful and that is wrong. And this should only be for those who are in darkness, in mourning, in sorrow, in pain. They should think a lot about the light and the divine, because they really need it. The closer we are to the darkness, the more we should think about the light. And the closer we are to the light, the more we should think about the darkness. Because also when we are the happiest, the brightest, that's when the darkness and the evil hurt most, if it catches us. So at our highest moments, we must look over our shoulders the most and expect the darkness the most. And in the same way, those who only seek the darkness are silly too, ridiculous. All these unbalanced views are extreme. And everybody see this, everybody know this. And to be centered, self-centered, shouldn't be viewed as being neutral. It should be seen that you participate. You're active, but with a sound mind, with a balanced mind. Neutral, that is cowardice. People are too afraid to get involved, so they don't want to take sides. And sometimes also, of course, neutrality is also a fake way of opportunists to gain momentum and to follow any way that grant them their egoistic needs. So neutrality can be very selfish. That is not the kind of self-centeredness you want. You want your self-centered to be connected with the whole reality of the spirit world, connected through the electromagnetic all the way through nature to the core of the earth, stretching out all the way to the outer space. When we are honest to ourselves and others, we liberate ourselves. We liberate our feeling. We become lighter. We leaving something heavy that we carried on our shoulders. We left a burden and we became more free. And liberation is what we're looking for. Spiritual liberation. That is what all teachings are here for. To teach us how to liberate ourselves from the wheel of samsara, the wheel of death and rebirth, the evolutional process. So we have to embrace our task. We have to embrace our reality in order to forge a new one. You must be able to handle all the steps, all the groundwork, before you get entrance to higher realities. You see, a tree needs roots before it grows a crown. Symbolically, the crown chakra. Your roots must stretch all the way down to hell, to the darkest region, if you want your crown chakra to blossom. No half people, no one-dimensional meditation worldview can have the power and the strength to stand. No one that is lying to themselves, denying things, can have true awareness. So we have to look at reality, and if reality hurt us, we have to look even more until it don't hurt us, because we have to know it's something wrong with us, ourselves. There's nothing wrong with reality. Reality is what it is. It's nasty, it's troublesome, it's dark. And light, mixed. But a lot of misfortune. And harsh realities for all creatures. And you have to be able to see that without fear. And you still have to keep your faith. In spite of all this suffering, you have to keep your faith that you're gonna make it. And you must do the best you can on this journey to help others and to play your role that has been dealt to you, and also to create a better destiny all the time. Fate is not set. You create a new destiny all the time by your actions, by your thoughts. So always create a better destiny and be open to reality. Don't close yourself. Don't hide yourself. Face it. Be part of it. Be someone yourself would have needed. Be the change you want to see in the world, as Gandhi said. Being is important. Don't fantasize. Don't think all the time. Be spontaneous, living, vibrating life that moves on the waves of creation without fear, filled with hope, filled with wishes and will to make things better, to make things brighter. And be strong, people. This is your game, this is your time to shine. Don't miss this opportunity. Don't miss this chance. Alright. Wishing everybody a beautiful day. Take care.